What's going on, everybody? Today I'm Crypto Picks by Tim, and I've got two cryptos to talk about today. First one being VGX coin, or VGX token, and this one is native to Voyager, the Voyager exchange. And then I'm also going to talk about CRO coin, and that one is going to be native to crypto.com. But I'm going to get into both of these, which one I prefer over the other. Spoiler alert, I have both of them and I actually like both of them, but there is one that I like more than the other. And we're going to get into the charts here. We're also going to get into the white paper and basically the supply and a couple other details. But without further ado, let's get into it, guys. All right, folks. So we're going to start off with Cro Coin. And you do see it looks to me like a head and shoulders. Here's the head, here's the shoulder, other shoulder forming. So keep an eye out here for about 68 cents. I like picking it up here, and I don't mind adding to it. Definitely bullish on Cro.com and the crypto coin. I do prefer Voyager's exchange, but I do like Crypto.com and their marketing. So the marketing side of things, I prefer Crypto.com. You know, they did acquire the Staples Center, and now it's the Crypto.com Center. Definitely doesn't have the same ring to it. But regardless, that is going to add more exposure to the brand, and I can definitely see more people piling into this one as they further grow their site. So with either of these, if the exchanges do well, I think the native token for each of these will do well. And I do like both of these. I definitely see this coming and testing that dollar. We will see if it breaks out. But right now, I'm kind of bearish on the chart. The chart to me looks a bit bearish, and I would like to see it down here. Okay, we got our first shoulder, head, shoulder. And once it comes here, it can possibly move higher. That's just from a technical standpoint. It might not respect this pattern. And one thing to take note of here is, but you will see that it does come under this 200-day EMA, and somewhat quickly it gets bought up after that. You will see down here the same thing. Went under the 200-day and quickly bought up after that. But that's basically the chart for Cro. I would like to buy it lower. Personally, you could always dollar cost average if you don't have exposure to this one yet, but I do like it in the 68 range. I think that's a somewhat low risk with this one. But let's check out VGX first, and then we're going to get into the white papers and just a couple little other details that I want to show you guys. All right, guys, next up here we have VGX coin, and right now it does seem to be consolidating where it found previous support. Okay, so I see it right now as a great time to potentially buy. And, you know, it's kind of the same thing. It hit that 200-day, starts bouncing, and we are under it now. So I see it as a potential deal here. Now, why I think this is down is just because basically all crypto is down. Struggling very hard right now. We've got Bitcoin at about 55,000. This was hitting highs a little over $5, and we just started kind of downtrending since. But I think we are kind of consolidating here, and I think it is a somewhat safe place to buy. Although there is a risk also with this one, obviously. And I see the max downside as about 260, just about 260. That's where we consolidated previously before we had our leg up. But definitely like this one too. I definitely like this one too. And honestly, I prefer VGX. I prefer their app. I like that there's no fee, because Crypto.com, the first 30 days you do get the fees waived, but after that you do have to pay like a 3% fee. VGX, no fees. I like the ease of use with the platform. I think it's a little easier to navigate. Cro.com does have more diversity in the amount of coins that they have. Voyager has plenty to me with about 60 offerings of different coins. But Cro.com does definitely have like some crazy altcoins you won't really find in many other places. But yeah, from a chart standpoint, I definitely like VGX where it's at, and I'm happy to pick it up right around here. And same thing with this, if you don't have exposure, now I think is a great time to buy. I definitely see more upside just from a chart standpoint, looking at the previous all-time high. Now this is the recent high. It did reach about $7 when it first came out, but I definitely see more upside just from a chart perspective. You know, looking at from where it's at to where it previously was at its recent highs, I see more upside for VGX compared to Cro. I do expect the Cro coin to go up over $1, especially with how the marketing is with Crypto.com. They are the king of marketing in my mind, and they're going to continue to add more and add more exposure, people will see crypto.com and they are going to get into this one, in my opinion. Now, I will leave links for you guys, as always. I'll also leave links to Voyager and crypto.com, so you can check it out for yourself, and it will give you some extra rewards if you use my link. And much appreciated, it does help my small channel out. But first of all, we're going to look into Voyager's white paper. This is actually the company Voyager, not the coin. But first, we're going to get into this, and just something that I think is quite interesting and something you should take note of. So on February 11, Voyager began trading as a public company on the Canadian market under the symbol VYGR, creating a lot of firsts for the crypto industry. And this was the first combined crypto broker and custody solution, allowing customers and investors to get in on the ground floor of a disruptive new product. And that's probably why we had that huge run up. When it first came out, it ran up to about $7 and then quickly sold off, had a huge spike. Knowing that they operate like a financial institution means that they have to be more transparent, means that you can have a higher level of trust, okay? And also, one thing to take note of is if you do have USD in Voyager, it is protected like a bank, from what I understand. And now quickly getting into the tokenomics side of things, you will see how the wording here for Voyager, first year's annual rewards, 7%. So just how that's worded, to me, I could definitely see this potentially going down as time goes by. Maybe the next year's reward could be 6.5 or 6. So that's just, you got to look at the wording of things. If it just said annual rewards 7%, that's a different story. But by them saying first year's annual rewards, there's a chance that this can adjust. Just like anything, just like with BlockFi, as you guys have seen, if any of you that have BlockFi, you'll see that it adjusts often. But that's just one thing to take note of. You probably shouldn't expect that 7% for the rest of time, obviously. And you will see here that the circulating supply is just about 300 million. And to compare it with the CRO token, they have a total supply of 100 billion. That's one reason I like VGX a lot more, okay? But you also do have to consider, one is about $4, the other is almost $1. And hopping back over to Voyager token, first year, 40 million tokens. Year 2, 20 million tokens. Years 3 to 8, 10 million tokens. So after that 8-year mark, they can do whatever they want. Okay, so keep a note of that. And I have said that in a previous video about Voyager token, that after that 8 years is passed, they could go ahead and introduce 50 million if they want, 100 million. So be aware of that. That is a long time from now, but still something to keep in the back of your mind. Take note of that this could, after 8 years, change. And it could change drastically, okay? So just take note of that. And before I go into crypto.com's future dilution, I do want to show you real quick their ecosystem roadmap. So you will see that they still have a lot that they want to accomplish. Okay, they want to ship the Visa cards in Canada, ship them to Latin America, then integrate payment directly with large merchants, meaning you can go and buy yourself a pizza, you can go and buy yourself some gas, buy yourself some food, what have you, with crypto coin, CRO. I think that'll be very interesting, and that will definitely add positive pressure if they can achieve this and work towards getting that goal. And then after they get to the large merchants, they plan on getting to global merchant platforms, and then their chain mainnet should go live. When you look at the finance side of things, they're working on going live with the credit card. They're working on DeFi borrowing and lending, so you can actually use your CRO as collateral to lend with. You can lend against it. And then eventually a DeFi card. So they are looking towards a actual card now. One thing to take note of is the Visa cards basically it's kind of like a pay-as-you-go card, essentially, where you have to have your balance. It's kind of somewhat like you could call it a debit card, I guess, in a way, where you basically have to have your crypto in here and it can feed off of that in your crypto account. So basically, it's not exactly a credit card like BlockFi has, something like that. This one basically uses your CRO or whatever currency. So I haven't yet got a card here through crypto. I do have a credit card with BlockFi and I actually love it, and I've got links for that as well if you guys are interested in BlockFi. And you need to take note that 60% of the CRO coins are actually frozen in 3 different wallets, and they are each 20% each. So 60% collectively is actually frozen. And November 7th, 2022, so almost a year from now, the Capital Reserve and Network Long Term will be unleashed in November 7, 2022. So that's about 40% of the 60%. Once the chain mainnet is launched, that last 20% will be unlocked. So it's one thing to take note of. They will most likely use these coins as, you know, incentives for people to get into it, marketing potentially, any acquisitions, things of that nature. But you will see the year 1, 10%, year 2, 8%, year 3, 6%, 4%, and 2% respectively. And these are in the billions. So when you compare it to Voyager coin, it's a little more dilution. It's definitely a little more dilution. And that is one of the main reasons I like VGX more. And also the fact that VGX has a great management team. Now we do have 3 executives on the Voyager team that were actually previously at E-Trade. We've got Pam, we've got Steven, and we've got Janice, all from E-Trade, all experienced together, working together. So I see that as a great thing. They have previously shown that they can work well together. We've also got access to about 700 lawyers thanks to Christian, the director. And then we've got Uber experience with Oscar Salazar, the technical advisor, and the chief technology officer, CTO Rakesh, has experience building and scaling high caliber teams in hyper growth environments. Over his career, he successfully led engineering teams to deliver e-commerce solutions, high performance trading systems, financial compliance and risk management systems, and customer facing websites. So I think these are the men and women for the job. I love Voyager. Very excited for their token. Definitely love Voyager more. They've got the team to boot. They have great rewards. They've got less dilution, it seems. The less coins are out there. To me, it's a clear winner. I could be wrong, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you like more. I think Cro definitely has the marketing behind it, but I definitely think Voyager has the utility and the value behind it. But that's about all I got for you guys. Consider hitting the like and subscribe. I do put something out every single day for you. But until next time, guys, take it easy.